Welcome everyone, Christine here with a guide on trivializing the supporter system for Kislev in Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires. One of the problems that we have as players in playing a Kislev campaign, especially as Katarin and Kastaltin, is the supporter system tied to the invocation system, as well as Kislev's very limited economy. But what I'm about to show you in this video will make your campaign situation much easier. It is a cheese, to be sure, but, well, as long as Kislev remains a pretty awful race, we take what we can get to get a better campaign experience. So what we're going to want to do here is just play a campaign normally, take all these elements. The difference is we're going to have two armies over here. You don't necessarily need the troops, so you could certainly use them, depending on the strategy you want to go for. And regardless, in this case, I'm not going to declare war on the Tzarina Enclave. The reason is, if you declare war, you will lose 100 devotion with them, which is not ideal, but you can certainly make your life easier if you play these cards. Regardless, what we're going to do over here is we're just going to trade more of these settlements for various agreements. And since they're out of money, we're just going to ask for money from them. Now, the money itself is not necessarily too important in this particular context. What is important more so is to just get those diplomatic relations going. And so now we are at 127 in terms of our diplomatic relations. And the more you trade with them, the higher it will get. So you want to just keep doing this a couple of times until you get like 600 reputation. But how do you pull that off? Well, here's here's one of the better ways. You sell everything right here, except one settlement, Vitevo. You need to sell Zavastra in order for them to have access to province. But once you get to this particular point, you can just continuously trade Vitevo for Zavastra in the province, and that's great. If you can have a third barracks, like in, say, Fort Chakova or in Igorov, that will even make it easier. But regardless of that, what you're trying to do here is just continuously trade these settlements, getting money in return. The money itself doesn't necessarily matter, so you can skip on that. What matters is you're improving diplomatic relations with them. And what you're going to want to do is get like 600 in order to really make this work. Keep in mind that the Tzarina Enclave can be wiped out, so if you sell Zavastra from the very beginning of your campaign, that can work as well. Or you could declare war on them and guarantee a confederation. Because every time, when you declare war, when you get a peace, and when you get the military alliance, your diplomatic relations with a faction will be updated, like when you declare war, when you get that alliance, when you together potentially declare war on an enemy, all that can affect your diplomatic relations. Alright, over here, once you get to plus 600 diplomatic relations, what you're going to want to do is spend all the money you acquired, or a good portion of it, and get yourself a military alliance with the Tzarina Enclave. And as long as you have over 150 diplomatic relations, that will be enough for what you're aiming to do over here, which is pick up a confederation with them. All very good. Now we can use obviously this trick with Prague to get confederation, but this is not about an early confederation with Prague. This is about abusing the supporter system. So here's what we're going to do. We're now going to sell every single settlement that we have to Talabayam. And so we start with Zavastra. We go for Fort Ostrak, which we just picked up. Make sure you pick up as much money because you will potentially need it. But regardless, we just keep doing this. Igorov over here as well. You can do continuous trading if you want to just improve your relations. I'd recommend getting like plus 200 relations with Talabayam before doing the next stage, which is going to be pretty damn easy, all things considered. So Vitevo for the sake of Zavastra, or Vitevo for the sake of Igorov over here. Right, so plus 37. Yes. As long as you have like 170, it will not necessarily matter. Okay. You can also even trade settlements that are inside Talabheim. Now, we can declare war on them, and we have one lord next to each settlement. We have the invocation of Urson enabled. Now, if we look at Talabheim, because we are so friendly with them, and our relationship is increasing, we can declare war on them and get an immediate peace. But here's a crucial aspect about this. We can, yes, we can take all of these settlements back without fighting a battle. Now, how does this work? Well, when you trade the settlement to a faction of a different race, the garrisons don't get immediately updated. If with Kislev factions, obviously it takes some time. It obviously happens instantly. But now we can even get a peace agreement from them and just be very good friends with Talabheim. It is so crazy. You can abuse this system to effectively make yourself one of the best friends of a lot of factions in the game and really take advantage of it. But quite crucially, every settlement that we took added supporters. And we can do the same damn thing for Ostermark. No problem. Like, you know, just trade for Chekova, get all of their money over there, sell Fort Ostrak over here, you know, just get a lot of money from Ostermark. Right? And then just go Igorov, right? Igorov, Vitevo. Like, let's take a look at all of that. So we do need at least 170. Okay, Zavastra. Right, now declare war on them. Declare war on them. Take back your settlements. No problem whatsoever. And we get the Ice Core Domination event already kicking in this situation. Now, you probably won't be able to get max 600 supporters on turn 1. And you're also not going to get too many settlements in this particular situation. But we do get our stuff back, and we get the peace agreement. We even get money from the Ostermark. And we can keep pushing this forward and forward with Osland, for instance. So if we were to say, you know, give Zavastra over here to Ostermark, we get some money, and we might even benefit, like, let's say we give, you know, we give Igorov, which has lost its military building because the cavalry chain doesn't get translated. But sell all of this. Sell all of this. Plus 77. Fort Ostrak. And now Fort Chekova. Yep, Fort Chekova. Over here. Affirmative. And we can even try and get this castle. Though they're not necessarily going to accept that at this particular point. Because it is part of their core territory. Though we could have potentially gotten a piece of Talabheim and maybe sold that off to them. Okay. So just sell them Vitevo. And now we do the same thing. We declare war on them. On the Ostermark. If you have an army here, you might even be able to take the castle over here. If you have enough troops and just recruit another lord. You don't have to do all of this at the same time. So 77. Let's just pick up more stuff. And Igorov as well. So you can see, lots of money, lots of reputation, and a peace agreement as well. And we're at 92 supporters. We can do this with Drika, we can do it with X, Y, Z faction. Like, we can do this with Azag, though I'm not sure how much I'd recommend doing it with Azag. On the flip side, though, you can bankrupt Azag with this particular strategy. So just be particularly mindful of that. Though you are probably going to want to do some region trading with Azag. With Azag before this. And because you're probably, like, if you want to get a peace agreement with him, you're going to need to do a bunch of selling of settlements in order to pull this off. But regardless, like, just keep trading these settlements. Like, give Igorov, you can see our diplomatic relations are increasing. He really dislikes the gifts. So if you're doing this particular strategy as Katrin, you can expect him to show up in this particular campaign. But, you know, you can just keep trading settlements over here. You can get the money back. It's not really an issue. So Vitevo for Zavastra. Like, he does obviously dislike us quite intensely at this point. So it's just in your interest. Like, get your money back. No problem. Like, any kind of money that you give him, you can get back. Multiple fold. Then we declare war on him. You can also... It's probably better to do it with the ogres. Though, yeah, if you're going for the strategy... Azag is obviously going to dislike you quite a lot, so we're at already 100 supporters. We can do this with Malachi, we can do it with Fraught, we can do it with X, Y, and Z. Though, of course, you know, starting this many wars is probably not the wisest move in the book in a lot of ways. But still, you know, we look at Azag. He's bankrupt now, by the way. And he only has one army, so he's not actually going to even be able to recruit that many more troops. We can also, you know, make an agreement with ogres. And then we can go, also, oh, you want to gain control over Prague. No problem. Just sell all of this territory. Like, sell Zavastra. Sell Forchakova. Or Igorov, and we can see that our diplomatic relation with them is not particularly great. But yeah, just sell Igorov, Forchakova, right here, for some money, 71, Vitevo, for Zavastra. And just keep doing this trade again and again and again, until you've got, like, I would say probably like something like 800 in this particular case in order to guarantee this situation. Now when we declare war on them over here in this particular situation, obviously we won't be able to take all of our territory back, but quite importantly, our diplomatic relation situation will be updated between them. But you will have to fight the garrisons and you won't gain as many supporters, still 123. But the thing about Prague is not about the supporters over here. Rather, it is all about getting a peace agreement between yourself and Prague. So now we can get that peace agreement, get some money, get even, don't go for a defensive alliance, actually. Okay, so plus 181 right here. Get that trade agreement over there as well. No problem. And now we can, you know, just trade more stuff. Like, just keep doing trades until you're at like 600. Okay, just a lot of these trades. Don't get a military alliance until you're certain about it. And we can just see what we can pull off over here. And you might lose a bit of money trading for Chekova for them, but importantly, you can actually get Igorov back because they're obviously going to give you more money or about the same money that you get back. The reason I'm not selling Zavastra just yet, there is a particular logic to that. Okay, sometimes you do incur a particular penalty. Let's see if they're willing to give us Plesk. They are willing to give us Plesk. So Plesk for Volksgrad potentially, or maybe not. Although we can certainly get Volksgrad from them. So 466, okay. So now we just do this particular trade right here. 466. Don't get a military alliance with them just yet. Be willing to pay to give some of them to get some of that money back. Okay. Vitevo for Zavastra. Right. Get some of it back. You can get all of the money that you spent back, no problem whatsoever. And yeah, infinite money in this situation. All right. So now we can get a military alliance with them. We're not quite there in terms of being able to confederate them just yet, but once we declare war on Frot, you got your confederation. And by the way, truth be told, you don't even need to hold on to all of this territory, because we can be even sneakier Skaven and just get Kastalten to fight Clan Mulder over here, if we really wanted to. So yeah, there are particular strategies over here. We can sell Zavastra, for instance, get all this money. Though in this case, I would recommend not doing that. Zavastra, and we can take it back for Fort Strak, maybe. Or get Kastalten to declare war on Clan Mulder if we give him enough incentives in this particular situation. Or, you know, give him Prague, let Frot take it. Regardless, it is very abusable, and you can see over here, while I did declare war on Prague, and I didn't take territory from Prague back, I could have certainly taken some of it back. While we didn't get that situation going in our favor, we can, like, we can do the same damn thing with the Norskins, we can do it with the Chaos Dwarves, we can do it at Archeon. It doesn't freaking matter. We can be friends with everyone and crucially just trivialize the game. Like, we can achieve short campaign victory condition because as long as you're taking back territory or different regions, we can get the short campaign victory condition going so much freaking faster. And I'm talking about the whole enchilada, not just parts of it. Be careful with the declarations of war, but all the same, like, this is freaking absurd. Because right now I'm sitting at 68, and yeah, I'm at war with Frot. Who gives a shit, basically? that would be my reaction to that. It's like, oh, we're at war with the one faction we knew we were going to be at war with. I'm so terrified of that. Though it might have been better, right? To save that, to first trade all of this territory with Frot, take it back, take it back, be prepared to get the declaration of war, or I don't know, get Prague to declare war on him. Just make it so, because like factions will confederate when they'll be more willing to confederate when they feel they're weaker against factions and they share a border with factions that are hostile towards them. If we could only confederate Kastalten. By the way, I wish to point this out. While I did this as Katarin, I want to point out this is just as freaking powerful under Boris Ursus or Estankia. The reason it's just as powerful is you can use this mechanic to confederate all of Kislev within the same freaking turn, because you have no Confederation penalty. If you're playing a Kafan campaign, you can do this with Xiaoming to get Miaoying, or you can do this to Tianbo to get all of freaking Kafei under your control, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Yeah, I think we're starting to get to a point where diplomacy needs to be updated if this is the kind of cheese that does happen. Kostin Zanyat.